According to the ADAA, which stands for Anxiety and Depression Association of America, and I put a link below, anxiety disorders affect 40 million adults in the US, and about half of individuals who are diagnosed with depression also are diagnosed with an anxiety disorder. But in those suffering with fibromyalgia, about 20% live with an anxiety or depressive disorder. I don't know about you, but that number's not as high as you would think, because for years in the past, people with fibro were thought to be malingerers. That means to fake an illness. And people with fibro were thought to have a mental illness. Now, does that make sense to you? So far, I've covered what fibromyalgia is according to researchers, so take a look at those videos. But nothing in the research shows that we have a mental illness. Now, there are researchers who use derogatory terms to explain fibromyalgia, but I ignore that because they're simply not informed. I have read the following in research articles. Persistent somatoform pain disorder, which is a type of pain that cannot be biological, and we know that's wrong. Somatic symptom disorder, the same. Masked depression. Now, this one's no longer used as a formal diagnosis since the 1980s, even though some still use this term. Functional disorder, I hate that one, and medically or unexplained symptoms. These terms don't help us. Eunice in 2012 stated that these negative terms that researchers use to describe fibro are untruthful, that's untruthful dogma. He further stated that these terms prohibit scientific progress and show a bias of patient care that makes those with fibro second-class citizens in the land of medicine. Okay, off my soapbox, back to the topic. According to eMedicine, and there's a link below, fibromyalgia patients are 3 times more likely to suffer with depression and or anxiety than the general population. But I say to live with chronic pain can be depressing. If you have fibro, you know what I mean. Fibro is usually considered a biopsychosocial disorder. Its biological nature has psychological implications, and in turn, it can affect our social life. So you have to treat the patient as a whole. I've talked about the biology of fibro in previous videos, and I have more to come, but here we're looking at the psychological. And as far as social, well, that depends on the individual's personality. If you are a very outgoing extrovert, then I can see how this disease is troublesome for you. If you're an introvert, like me, not so much. I mean, I'm married. I have 3 grown children and several grandchildren, so I get my fill in my social life. And then, of course, my fur babies. And a visit with a friend on occasion also fill my social life. But for you, if you have lost friends due to fibro, maybe you can find other ways to get your social life uplifted. Group exercise might help. But then you have to leave your house to do that. I don't like to do that. I'm good with watching exercise videos on YouTube and exercising along with them. Less embarrassment, because at my age, I can't quite keep up, but it's still fun, and I can laugh at myself, right? And just because we have real fear and worry about performing physical activity doesn't mean that we're anxious people. In a study by Carlson et al., and I put a link below, one of their participants stated, I get the comments that it is not dangerous and that you are not going to be worse after exercise. I do not believe it is dangerous, but actually it happens that I become worse after physical exercise and activity. I know that the pain will increase, and they, the healthcare providers, talk to me about pain that is not like my pain. And often they told me that I should not be afraid, but I am afraid. I am not an anxious person, rather the opposite, unquote. So we need to figure out how much we can do and be careful if it's a concern for you to not overdo it. My problem is that on a good day, that's when I overdo it, because I want to get the things done that feel like a weight hanging over me. Like the day I got on my hands and knees and washed my floors, I needed to get in there and get all the corners. And that is how I got it done. I used a folded towel to scoop my knees around on the floor because I can't get on my knees on a hardwood floor anymore. So I find a way. The problem is the next day I feel like crap. But I'll do it again because those days are rare and you do what you got to do, right? What's that got to do with depression and anxiety? Well, some of us will just give up because everything is just too hard. You don't have to have depression or anxiety to worry about the pain that hasn't happened yet. We need to be real with ourselves. For example, there's no way I will ride a roller coaster now because I'm older, and that jerking of my body, I don't think will help me at all. I used to ride all kinds of roller coasters, loved them, and that is just not in the cards now. So of course, that's being real with yourself. We have to find our own way, and we're all on this journey at different times. But I say we're strong, we're awesome, and life is short. One last thing. A person suggested that I make these videos shorter because people with fibro have short attention spans. Huh? I took it to heart because I don't want to cause anyone stress or anxiety trying to watch my 12-minute video. But after talking to my daughter, she was like, well, we do live in a world of younger people wanting things quickly. But that doesn't fit everyone, Mom. Yeah, that's true. I did shorten my last video and tried to do that with this one. I don't think I was successful. But I decided I'm just going to be flexible. And if there's things to be said, then I'm going to say them. But what do you think? Are my videos too short, too long, just right? Let me know. I want to end this video with some funny code words used by people with fibro that The Mighty, it's a website, and I'll put a link to an article that was written there. If you have fibro, you will get these right away. You'll understand. And here's just a few of them. Not looking forward to the next few days. Did the weather change? Words are hard. My hair hurts. I'm not hungry. That's code for I'm feeling nauseous, which is how I'm feeling today. My battery is dead. And my favorite, I feel old. Honestly, sometimes I feel like I'm 80 years old. I remember how my grandma walked at 80, and I walk just like her, especially when I first get going and I'm stiff. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I send gentle hugs your way and blessings to you. Love you. You could hear the pitter pat of little tiny footsteps. This is one of them. This is Tesla. He's my Alaskan Klekai, my husband and I, and he is so absolutely precious, aren't you, baby? And then Goldie's down here. You can't see her. She's out of the line of sight. She's whining right now because she likes to be touched. Don't you, baby? So, and probably wanting a treat because she just woke up from a nap. So you got to just have these special moments, don't you? Yes. Say hello, baby. Say hello. All right. See you guys next time. Nothing in the research, I'll start over, that I said above. I'll start over. If I get the comments that it is not dangerous and that you are not going to be worse after exercise. I'm going to do that again. There's no way I'll ride a roller coaster now because I'm older and that jerking of the... One last thing, a person commented that